So if you need to get some samples of terms and conditions, privacy policies, copyright notices, acceptable use policies and all that sort of stuff, use that URL. I'm going to be publishing this mind map on the website at the end of the webinar, so you don't need to take notes of the URLs. I'll be putting that up. I'll be putting up last week's as well. Unfortunately, I haven't done so yet, but I'll do that as soon as this webinar is finished. If I just click through briefly, you can see you get to download the sample and you can modify it as appropriate. Basically, you could just copy the whole thing from here. If I copy this lot out, and I stick it into a text editor, select all and copy again, I can then go into my WordPress installation, my eShop, click on Pages, click on Add New, and then I can add a page called Terms of Service. I'm not going to actually add one on this occasion because I already have one. Then it's just a matter of pasting this in. There's a capital T on the left hand side, and it's just a matter then of changing these. Now, if you want to get something up and running fairly quickly, and you don't need to, you don't want to talk to a solicitor or an attorney, then I would certainly recommend that you grab that content wherever you're based and just use that. Modify it slightly as you see fit. Otherwise, points to address in these documents. Terms of service, you need to give details of who you are, so that's either your name if you're a sole trader or the name of your business if you're a limited company, or whatever your entity's name is. The uses to which your content can be put, so that's something to state whether your content can be reproduced on other websites, whether it can be reproduced in printed media, all that sort of stuff. You'll probably want a term stating that you don't warrant that the information provided is accurate. Of course, in terms of sales pages, you have to make sure that the information is accurate anyway, but you might want to just add that in. Use of website at user's own risk, kind of might go without saying, but it's probably something that you're better off saying just in case. The copyright that's vested in the content and the rules that apply to reproduction of that content, that's expanding on this step really, but if you wrote your own content, you would say that you own the copyright to that content. If the content is owned by others, then you would say that you have a license to use that content. You'll want to acknowledge any trademarks used. If you're referring to someone like Microsoft or Google, if you're selling a software product, then you'll need to add a little bit of text to show that. And I'll just quickly show one of my own pages. I'll have to stop this video from playing. No, I won't, because the plugin isn't there. But right down at the bottom, this particular page advertises a product that runs on Microsoft Windows. As I've said, Microsoft Windows in the sales page, then I've put the fact that that's a registered trademark of Microsoft Corporation, and I also mention Google, and I've just indicated that the trademark Google is owned by Google Incorporated. I've also indicated that this particular product isn't affiliated with Google just because it's a product that deals with adding keyword misspellings into Google AdWords campaigns so that you can get cheaper clicks on popular keywords, basically. Unauthorized use giving rise to potential claims for damages and or prosecution. So basically what you're saying there is, if you launch a denial of service attack against us or something like that, then we reserve the right to pursue you for damages that may result, and you may be prosecuted by the relevant authorities. You want to disclaim responsibility for the content of any websites to which you link, because you're not responsible for them, and you just need to make that clear. And the country of legal jurisdiction, that's basically where you're based. In my case, the laws of Wales apply. Wales in the UK. So that's what I indicate in my terms of service. A privacy policy has to basically disclose the nature of information collected, where the information goes. Do you pass that information on to any third parties? Do you keep the information confidential? Do you make sure the third parties that access that information keep it confidential? The uses to which the information will be put. If you're collecting email, will you be marketing to them? Will you be sending them lots of spams? Obviously you won't be. Or will you just be using that information to provide them with details of their order and providing them with download links? That sort of thing. Use of cookies that you might well be using. I believe the eShop WordPress plugin uses cookies. Certainly WordPress itself uses cookies. And there you just state something along the lines of cookies may be used by this website in order to facilitate the operation of this website. You might want to go into details of third-party cookies. As you become more advanced, and if you need to start affiliate marketing, you might indicate that cookies are used there. Website analytics services. What website analytics you're using, if any, what you're using them for, what you're tracking. If you're using Google Analytics, which is something I'm going to cover later, their terms for their service indicate that you must post a privacy policy, and that policy must provide notice of your use of a cookie that collects anonymous traffic data. And I'm not going to go to that page now, but you can refer to it if you want after the end of this webinar, and you'll see that it's actually indicated. They used to provide boilerplates that you would use directly. I don't think they do anymore, but that's something to be aware of if you're using Google Analytics. Confidentiality of users' information we've already discussed.